2. Location and extent. Exercise 1. Question. Are the sentences right or wrong? Rewrite the wrong ones. A. Brazil is mainly located in the southern hemisphere. B. Tropic of Capricorn passes through the middle of India. C. The longitudinal extent of Brazil is less than India. D. The equator passes through the northern part of Brazil. E. Brazil has a coastline along the Pacific Ocean. F. Pakistan is a neighboring country to the southeast of India. G. The southern part of India is called peninsula. Answer. A. Is right. It is mainly located in the southern hemisphere while some of its parts also lie in the northern and western hemisphere. B. Is wrong. Tropic of Cancer is the circle marking the latitude 23.5 degrees north. It passes through the middle of India. It passes through 8 states of India: Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, Mizoram. C. Is wrong. The longitudinal extent of Brazil is more than India. The longitudinal extent of India is approximately 30 degrees, where the same of Brazil is 39 degrees. D. Is right. The equator passes through the northern part of Brazil. The equator is also known as 0-degree latitude. E. Is wrong. Brazil has a coastline along the North and South Atlantic Ocean. F. Is wrong. Pakistan is a neighboring country to the northwest of India. G. Is right. The southern part of India is called peninsula. Peninsula is the region surrounded by water from the majority of its sides. 2a question. Answer in brief. What problems did Brazil and India face after independence? Answer. Brazil gained its independence in 1822 from Portuguese. But it was under the populist military government after independence and also faced global financial difficulties. There was an issue of maintaining unity within the nation. Apart from that, it faced many problems due to the large size of the country. It was difficult to provide facilities to the deepest parts as the Amazon jungle, Central Plateau or the Northeast Desert. Slavery was a big issue for all American countries. Slaves were an intrinsic part of Brazil, but they had many costs. This kind of economy structure made it harder for the country to develop. India had a major issue of communal violence due to a partition on the basis of religion. There was widespread bloodshed on both sides. Resettlement of the displaced people was a big issue. There was a need to focus on agriculture, which was completely exploited by the Britishers. Apart from this, India too faced the issue of maintaining unity among different states and among people of different faiths. 2b question. Answer in brief. How are Brazil and India different from each other in terms of location? Answer. 2c question. Answer in brief. Describe the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India and Brazil. Answer. The latitudinal extent of India is 8 degrees 4 into 37 degrees 6 in. The longitudinal extent of India is 68 degrees 7 e to 97 degrees 25 e. The latitudinal extent of Brazil is 5 degrees 15 into 33 degrees 45 s. The longitudinal extent of Brazil is 34 degrees 45 feet e to 73 degrees 48 w. 3a question. Select the correct option. India's southernmost point is known as A. Lakshadweep, B. Kanyakumari, C. Indira Point, D. Port Blair. Answer. It is a village in Nicobar district of Andaman and Nicobar Islands in India. Kanyakumari is the southern tip of Cardamom Hills. Port Blair is capital of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Lakshadweep is another island of the country in the southeast. 3b question. Select the correct option. These two countries in South America do not share their border with Brazil. A. Chile, Ecuador. B. Argentina, Bolivia. C. Colombia, French Guiana. D. Suriname, Uruguay. Answer. Ecuador shares a border with Colombia and Peru and not with Brazil. Chile shares a border with Argentina, Peru, and Bolivia and not with Brazil. 3c question. Select the correct option. Both the countries have. Type of government. A. Military. B. Communist. C. Republic. D. Presidential. Answer. It is a type of government in which a state is ruled by representatives of the citizen body. The rulers of these countries is not the monarch. Brazil is a presidential type of government, whereas India has a parliamentary type of government. 3D question. Select the correct option. Which of the following shapes show the coastal part of Brazil correctly? A. I. B. E. C. E. D. I. V. Answer. You can clearly see the shape of the coastal part of Brazil below. 3E question. Select the correct option. Which of the following shapes show the coastal part of India correctly? A. I. B. E. C. E. D. I. V. Answer. You can clearly see the shape of the coastal part of India below. 3F question. Select the correct option. Considering hemisphere, which shape correctly represents the hemisphere in which India lies? A. I. B. E. C. E. D. I. V. Answer. India lies in the northern and eastern hemisphere. The first figure shows the eastern region. The second figure shows southern region. The third figure shows northern region. The fourth figure shows western region. 3G question. Select the correct option. Considering the hemisphere, which correctly represents the hemisphere in which Brazil mainly lies? A. I. B. E. C. E. D. I. V. Answer. Brazil lies in southern and western hemisphere. The first figure shows the western region. The second figure shows southern region. The third figure shows northern region. The fourth figure shows eastern region. In-text questions. 1. Question. Find the difference between post-independence characteristics of India and Brazil. Answer. The differences between post-independence characteristics of India and Brazil are as follows. 2. Question. The imperial power which ruled Brazil also ruled a part of India. Find out when that part of India achieved independence. Answer. Brazil was ruled by the imperial power of the Kingdom of Portugal. On the 22nd of April in 1500, the Portuguese naval fleet arrived on the shores of Brazil. Colonization began officially in 1534 when King John III divided Brazil into 15 parts. He appointed a governor to control entire colony in 1549. Brazil became independent from the Portuguese on the 7th of September 1822. India gained independence from British rule on the 15th of August 1947, but some parts of India were still suffering from colonial rule. One of these parts was Goa, which was still under Portuguese control. Goa gained independence from Portugal on December 19, in 1961. The fight for the freedom of Goa began on June 18, 1946 when Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia defied the ban on public meetings which was imposed by the Portuguese government. This launched the first civil disobedience movement which inspired others to fight for freedom of Goa.